Welcome to ACD-Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hey guys, Kurt here. I'm going to do a video about an arrest that was seen on the internet. My friend Valerie, a cop with another agency, sent it to me. You've seen her in some of the videos training with me. It depicts an officer that somebody shot this on their iPhone or whatever. It's fair use. Somebody shoots something like that and it ends out in the universe, into the void. You can't silence the signal. It's out there. So I'm going to use it, and I'm not going to try to identify the officer or the agency or even the situation. But it's fair to say, based on the reaction of everybody around, you can pretty much surmise that this dude shoplifted. The cops were called, and the cop is trying to arrest the shoplifter. The shoplifter is bigger and stronger than the cop, but you can also tell that the shoplifter is not trying to kill the cop to get away. He's not even trying to beat the hell out of the cop to get away, but he's actively resisting. We've all been there where somebody's using strength and trying to use strength and athleticism against you. Not necessarily technique or skill, but they're just trying to, get off me. I'm not going to let you arrest me. I'm not going to jail type thing. I'm not trying to belittle this individual. I'm trying to use it as a tool to teach a concept of why grappling skills are absolutely necessary in law enforcement. Again, I don't think I'm better than anyone. I'm an average Joe at best. And if you're a big athletic person, great. You probably don't have to train as much as the rest of us. But, I'm like 5'10", 180 pounds, the epitome of the average cop. There's nothing special about me. I'm not athletic in any particular way, shape, or form. The only thing I have is my gift of gab and my control tactic skills. And so far, that's been enough. So take it with a grain of salt what I'm going to point out. Again, I'm not trying to be a Monday night quarterback and saying he should have done this and should have done that. Well, I am doing that in the video. You'll hear me. But I'm doing it as a training tool only. Please take it that way. All right, thanks, and let's see what you think. All right, so we have an arrest situation here. The cop's trying to go for a body lock for a takedown. He's got control of the guy's right arm, which is good because his head's under his armpit, which means the guy could get him into a guillotine if he didn't have control of it. He loses control of it, but he gets his head out. You can see the guy's trying to choke him or push him away. He's got kind of a high body lock, but it manages to work anyway. He trips the guy and takes him down, but he does not have control of his hips because he's really concerned about going to his taser. He pulls his taser out, puts it in the guy's gut. He doesn't have a good mount, and he just lost his mount. The guy has got him in what we call a half guard, and he's going to go to a knee guard or a Z guard here in a second. And the officers, you see his taser there. He's got the knee in between his body, and here I'm showing you the officer has no control of the guy's hips. He should not have his tools out if he doesn't have positional control. Position before submission. Yet he's still trying to attempt handcuffing. He's got him in what could be a Americana, but he doesn't do anything like that because no one's probably taught him that. You see his taser's on the ground, and he's attempting to handcuff the guy even though he doesn't have any real positional control. He's putting him in handcuffs, and he's giving him good voice commands through the whole time. He's telling him to stop resisting. He takes control of his taser with his other hand, but now he's got two hands full, and he still doesn't have hip control. And here's a good example of what you could do. So here's a body lock. I do a hip bump takedown, very similar to what the officer did, but then I'm slowing it down. I'm taking control of the hips. I'm giving the guys voice commands. I'm swinging through the arms. I do some distractional strikes, and now I'm saying, here we go. Now that looks familiar, doesn't it? That's the Americana position that officer would have had, but he didn't have control of the hips and a mount. So here's how you do the Americana. And it's in other videos if you want full tutorial, and into the handcuffing position. And again, that's in other videos if you want full tutorial. You should have seen this before. If not, go back and take a look. You got a great handcuffing position here, and you didn't have to pull your taser. Here we are from another angle, and this time I do a duck under instead because my hips are low. I do a hip bump takedown. I do some distraction strikes, and then I transfer to full mount. I'm giving voice commands. I'm controlling the hips. I'm taking control of the position, And here's another example of the Americana. I'm using my elbow there to block the head. Again, I have tutorial videos. Also, I recommend ACD-Combatives videos that shows a lot of the same type of stuff. They do things a little differently, but a lot of it's identical. I've been through their training as well. So let's go back to our incident here. The officer's got handcuffs on him, and he's telling the guy to get over on his stomach. Now, I want you to see something here. He's controlling handcuffs, and he's got a taser in his hand. See? So he's trying to control the guy, but yet he's still trying to maintain control with the handcuffs and a taser in the other hand. And he keeps zapping him with the drive stun and the taser, and that's not working for him. The guy can't really roll over to his stomach well because the way his arm is bent. And he's not really trying to comply. He's being kind of a jerk. We all have been there. We know what's going on here. So he manages to hit the guy in the stomach, but wow, look at that position. That's like a hidden arm technique right there. He could slide into a mount, just get rid of that taser, put it back in his holster. He doesn't need it because that's going to turn this into even a bigger, worse situation you'll see later on in the video. He's using pain compliance with the taser, and he's giving voice commands, and he's got his knee on his back. So here we go in what I suggest. You do the rear mount handcuffing technique. You got control of the guy's head. You can smash their hips down. I'm taking positional control of the position by using my hands. I destabilize the head, which creates a bit of a void there for me to use my hand to get up in there with a C grip, pop that hand out, and get it out for handcuffing, and then controlling on the elbow and the wrist with a wrist lock, which gives you pain compliance to get the other hand out. If they don't, then you just go through the same motion on the other side with the head destabilization. So we got back to our situation here again. He's losing control of the hips yet again. He's trying to gain that control with the taser. Guys, the taser is not a magical weapon from God. It's in my opinion, a limited use weapon when you have distance on your side. I'm not a big fan of using it in a grappling situation, especially if you don't have any grappling experience, because you will lose control of the situation unless you're just that much bigger and stronger and athletic of your opponent. Now you can see that the opponent here, the bad guy, the shoplifter, is bigger and probably stronger than the officer. And the officer, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but doesn't really have any grappling skills. You can see this. And he's just laying on him, and he's giving him voice commands, and he keeps zapping him with the taser. Now the guy is getting frustrated with the pain, and he pushes off with that display with his feet. Now he's trying to kick the officer, and he's in pain because he's getting tased. And see, guys, when you have pain, and sometimes that stimulates you to fight harder, not to just stop fighting. This is why positional control is better than pain compliance. Pain compliance can only take you so far. You've got to have good positional control. And as you can see, this is turning into a monkey screwing a football. It's a pretty screwed up little situation. They're fighting over the taser. The officer just got punched in the groin because he's in an awkward position. The guy is really frustrated with the pain he's experiencing. A good standby, or finally somebody comes in to help the officer. If you notice through this entire video, nobody's tried to help the officer. He's hitting him again with the taser, and the guy is just freaking out. Again, pain compliance isn't the answer. He's smashing the taser. The officer's like, he's got my taser. You remember the recent situation in Atlanta, Georgia, where the officer lost control of his taser and shot the guy. Well, that's definitely not appropriate here because there's so many people standing by that can help. This gentleman finally put his foot on that guy's hand, and the officer was able to get his taser back. Now, I don't have the rest of the video to tell you how it actually ended, but thank you for watching.
What are you going to do?
Same thing I always do, talk my way out of it.
Yes, I do. Every time.
Boys, you're both gonna get what I promised. Have I ever not delivered for you before? Yeah.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.